Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox On Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just, fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus the Twins. That's where it all starts. It all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lamson got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner.
White Sox fans, welcome in to the Sox On Tap post-game show. It's Johnny Nani here alongside Sean Roberts tonight discussing a 2-1 White Sox winner. Sean, woo! Catch your breath yet from that one?
Yeah. Got a little Gene Honda there from you to start it off. White Sox fans.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, caught my breath there. What a performance out of the pitching staff tonight. Not a lot of credit offensively besides, Abreu doing what Abreu does. But, pitching staff wise, Giolito, solid start. I thought Ronaldo Lopez continues to thrive in the role that he's been given. And Graveman and Liam were locked down. You can't ask for much better. A good win. Good win.
Yeah, right. Overall, yeah, it's a tight ball game. There were some errors, some issues that we'll talk about, and some unfortunate plays. But at the end of the day, we talk about getting in that left-hand column. And as our guy White Sox Sal here in the comments says, winning feels good. I agree. I will drink to that, Sal. So if you want to be like Sal, get in these comments here, drive some discussion.
Absolutely.
Here at Sox On Tap. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, on Tap Sportsnet. Press the little notification thing so you know when we go live, and then join the comment section. We can feature them live on the show like we have Sal's up here right now. So, John, as I mentioned, 2-1 is the final here tonight. Lucas Giolito, the starter for tonight. He goes 6 1/3, 5 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. We were starting to see him claw his way back, scratch, whatever you want to call it, after that kind of abysmal stretch he had to begin June.
Yeah, the abysmal stretch where I decided in the group chat that I was like, I'm openly done with him. I can't take Lucas Giolito anymore. I think I've sent the text that gelato has melted officially. But no, he's bounced back, but this is what we need as a team. This is what the White Sox need. They need Lucas Giolito to be that ace type. I'm not going to sit here and call him the ace of the staff because I think as far as this year goes, that could go to Dylan Cease, but he needs to be that 1 or 2. He has to be. And you're starting to see that. You saw it tonight. Big game. Lucas showed up, and that was nice to see. Refreshing to see.
Right. That's what we wanted when we were on this show last night. Tony, Steve, and I, we had all said that we need Lucas Giolito to go out there and prove that he is the guy that, wants to get paid the big money that he eventually wants to come in when he hits the market. So, and not as dominating, as flashy as some certain outings as we've seen from him. We know he's at the top of his game, but I do appreciate the effort, Sean, because pitching's not an easy thing, either mentally or physically. So to see him kind of like gut it out, I at least have some appreciation for that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was a college pitcher. There's nothing worse than when you're struggling and you feel like you're on an island, man. And it's a very lonely feeling sometimes. But Lucas, he's battled, and he's battled back to pitching the way that we expect him to pitch. And there are struggles. I think it was, when he was struggling or going through that stretch, so were the White Sox, right? Like them as a team, everything was struggling, whether it was offensively, it was pitching. So Lucas kind of got piled on, like he was like, we need the pitching and we're not getting the pitching. And now we have to watch bad defense, bad offense, and bad pitching. Like we can't have that. We need something, to rally behind. And that was a struggle with Lucas, but good to see that he's back.
Yeah, right. No, I think that's a good way to sum it up there. And he gets into a little bit of trouble. Issues his one walk of the night following a single, so that put runners on first and second, and he hands the ball over to Reynaldo Lopez with one out in the 6th inning. And Sean, this is something that we talked about last night too. Steve wrote a great article at ontapsportsnet.com about how Reynaldo Lopez has been able to thrive in his bullpen role and how he's worthy of these high leverage situations. And he comes in. This is a high leverage spot with those guys on base, like I'd mentioned, first and second when he comes in. But man, Reynaldo Lopez nails. He almost gets a double play ball, and then there's an error, so obviously not an earned run there. And it's Giolito's runner on base still there too, but no fault of Raylos. He did his job, and then eventually does get the ground ball to get out of it. This guy is nails, Sean.
Yeah, and we love to see it. I mean, outside of, I guess you throw Liam in there, you throw Graveman in there. Raylo's been the most shut down person out of that bullpen, and it's been refreshing to see. Going into the season, we kind of like, is he going to be the spot starter? What is he going to be? What's Lopez going to be? And he's proving that you can put him in the 4th, you can put him in the 5th, you put him in the 6th. He's your most versatile pitcher on the entire staff, in my opinion. And he's showing that you can bring him in the 7th inning in a big moment and he can get outs. And that's important, especially because Joe Kelly hasn't been the Joe Kelly that we all expected. So someone's got to step up, take that role. And Ronaldo's done that. And as far as getting the ground ball, he got the ground ball to get the double play. Unfortunately, Harrison made a hell of a play, and it is what it is, right? But if it's not the most White Sox effing thing in the world, you get the ground ball double play, you think you get out of it because he's originally called out, and all things are good. Then replay happens, he's safe, and then a hard hit ball, but a routine ground ball to Josh Harrison. He bobbles, throws it away, and it gives up a run. I threw my phone down and I just go, I did the Tony Soprano. Jesus Christ.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And Sean, the reason why we do that as White Sox fans here is because you feel that is the thing that could break it open, even though it's just kind of a bad break. And like you said,
you're like, all right, here comes the base hit. Here comes the
right. And it was an error, but it's an interesting sequence for Josh Harrison when we're talking about that bottom of the 6th inning, because he has, like you'd said, it was a hell of an effort to try and turn the double play. He still gets the force out at second base. Obviously, the replay puts that runner there on first base is safe. And then he has the error. I feel like he was kind of just sweeping to his left. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't, as he was trying to alligator it in, as they say, it kind of just, hit off him, went off to his left, and he kind of made a, throw a last ditch effort. It wasn't even close to the bag. But then on the last one, granted, it's still fairly routine, but in that situation with all the pressure on, good for Josh Harrison to then rebound immediately, because, a competitor like that at the highest level like that, that's what you want to do.
Play.
You want to, like, at least if you're a real competitor, you might, the guys who aren't, they'll get scared and they don't want anything to do with the next play. But guess what? He did that, nutted up, got that done. White Sox able to escape that with one run. I thought that was big in the sequence. And then we were talking about that White Sox things here, Sean. Let's discuss a little bit of the top of the 7th. So after that, White Sox have a chance. They get a 2-out rally of their own going here, runners on first and second. And then in the most White Sox fashion, this isn't putting blame on Tim Anderson, but Luis Robert hits the ball too hard. So Tim Anderson doesn't have time to react, and it was right in his path of going from second to third, gets hit with the ball, and that quashes the rally. How White Sox is that?
Yeah, Timmy gets the base hit, then Yuan gets the walk. Morale's high, right? We got first and second, 2 out. A base hit's gonna score Timmy no matter what. And first pitch, Luis smokes the baseball and apparently hit it too hard. I thought Stone and Benetti's commentary there was kind of funny, because Stone just, I think every day now is finding something that he's just like, I'm at a loss for words. And if you can make Steve Stone speechless on something, something crazy's happening in the baseball game, and it's happened quite a bit lately. But yeah, Tim Anderson. Listen, I've been in that situation before. I've been a runner on second where a ball's just smoked, and you really, like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, and you lose that reaction time. Now, I'm not going to put it on Timmy. I know it looks like bad base running, right? Like, because everyone gets mad online because
when you look at it in the box score, it does.
Yes,
You got to watch the highlight to be able to tell what that actually played out like.
Yeah, I mean the ball was smoked. I'm not going to get mad at Timmy. I mean,
Was it 111 off the bat?
yeah,
Smoked?
111. I think White Sox Talk tweeted back at some guy was like it was 111 off the bat.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, good luck reacting to that. So
yeah, right. So that would have been a potential White Sox, rally to add some, runs after they're still up 2-1 at this point. But hey, Kendall Graveman, after a little bit of theatrics, a little bit of, make us sweat in last night's ball game, he comes in today, goes 1-2-3 with 2 of those being strikeouts and looked pretty dominant there. I like seeing that from him. And then Liam Hendricks follows suit, 2 strikeouts of his own in the 9th inning and the 1 to end the game. Sean, I love the fist bump. I love the fist bump from Liam Hendricks.
Well, the fist bump means a lot, right? Yeah, the fist pump means you see the excitement, and then you know that's a White Sox winner. So those are good things there. One thing real quick on Kendall Graveman, if you've watched him throughout the year, and I find it really interesting when he does pitch, if you pick up on his tendencies, right, he seems to kind of most of the time fall behind on hitters, and that's it, whether it's 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, but he comes back. He's able to. It's almost like he's flirting with stuff a little bit, and then when he has to, like, hey, I need to throw a strike here, he comes back with it, and his stuff moves so well, and he can pin place it. That sinker that he throws is so damn nasty, and he can move it to the left, he moves it to the right, whatever he wants to do. He's such a dominant pitcher, and it's fascinating to me because I sit here and I get frustrated when he's down at when he's down in account 3-0 or down in account 2-0, and he's able to battle back in the count, make the pitches he needs to. He's been a fascinating watch this season, and I'm very happy that he's on the Chicago White Sox.
Right, I am too. I know there has been some hand wringing about the resource allocation, and that's an off-season kind of topic to talk about when you're discussing who they actually go after, who they spend their money on. But at the same time, it is nice when you have that option. And I would say, for the most part, look, granted, there have been stretches, but I think every reliever's had stretches of struggles, and it's just natural to happen. Overall, worthwhile so far when it comes to Kendall Graveman. We'll have to see how the rest of the deal plays out. But when you get situations like this, when he's mowing them down and there's no BS, it feels really good. Like you'd said, feels nice to have him on your squad. So Liam Hendricks records his 18th save of the season by locking that one down there. But Sean, something we glossed over a little bit. I know you kind of mentioned him in passing, but how the White Sox even got their first run in this game, and that was Mr. RBI himself, Jose Abreu. Talk a little bit about Pito, and especially amid all of these lack of player leadership comments emerging in the media.
Yeah, I mean, it's just good to see Jose Abreu comes through when he needs to come through, and he's Mr. Reliable, right? Like, he's the guy if it comes up in a situation. Granted, the last time that I was doing the post-game show with you is when he had that 3-pitch strikeout, which was like, dude, calm down, take a breath, right?
Weight of the world and more on his shoulders. Yeah.
And he it's just good to see him, and he goes the other way. And here's the other thing too. We've talked about, does this team have one and all that. That ball was smoked to right field. Off the wall, goes directly back to Jones there, right? I was surprised to see Jose Abreu on second base, honestly. The way he's
he's not the most fleet of foot, right? Yeah.
Right. So, maybe a guy like Angle, Anderson, like that's an easy double. With Jose, especially the way he's been running the last month or so, and you can tell that he's not 100%. It was nice. Yeah. Show the guys, right? Show the guys, and this goes into that leadership stuff. Mm-hmm. Show the guys, one, I can come up with a big hit to drive a run in because that's what I do. I'm Jose Abreu. But two, watch, and I know that it ends up ultimately not really mattering, but Jose Abreu being able to get to second base there. That's
TWTW, Sean. The will to win.
That's right, baby. The will win. I love it.
That's where we're at with that. I just had to bring that up because obviously the White Sox in a national spotlight for that Bob Nightingale report. Also, our guy Sox Insane has some thoughts on all of that situation at ontapsportsnet.com. Go and check it out. Jose Abreu driving in that first run there to get this thing going for the White Sox today. So obviously we talked about the rest of it. Outstanding night for the pitching staff here. Like to see it. And also, I know you're using some of these high leverage guys here in back-to-back days, and you got a 4-game series coming up. But hey, we need to get in the left-hand column, so I don't think anyone's going to be bitching and moaning. And That's just where
No,
I'm.
go and get your
where
damn
I'm at.
wins.
That's right.
Go and get your damn
Go
wins.
and get your damn wins, and we'll see whatever tomorrow brings.
The All-Star
great.
break's coming up next week.
Right.
Everyone's available.
Yeah.
Except for
right.
Eloy.
Yeah, and I will say the bullpen is on an impressive stretch. I want to say, as our guy Sox Insane pointed out, I want to say it's 18 2/3 innings without a earned run allowed.
What's the hockey term there? The boys are buzzing.
Yeah, the boys are buzzing. Yeah,
the bullpen's buzzing, man.
Is the super pen hashtag back? That's
I'm not. Listen,
no,
anything White Sox. I'm not saying anything's hashtag back until they're above 500. Till then, they're the 2022 White Sox.
Even then, I'd like to see a stretch that puts them well above, like a long winning streak, like we've been waiting for, like I've been talking about with the momentum and all that. I know people say, but momentum doesn't exist in baseball. Well, clubhouse morale does exist, so that's the thing. So call it what you want, but there is a, the 05 team had 5 different 8-game winning streaks, postseason included in there. So that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on that front when you're talking about momentum, morale, whatever. Yeah, Sean, one thing, it wasn't all roses here in this game. Unfortunately, Eloy Jimenez exits in the 6th inning after making a running catch. He did exit the field on his own power, but obviously you could see came up a little gingerly, looked like he was favoring that right leg. That's the same leg he injured earlier in the season that put him out for so long. How concerned are we? What's a concern level here? Give me your meter for Eloy Jimenez.
I don't know. I mean, my concern level is obviously, I guess he makes the White Sox better when he's on the field. But do we really know that? Do we really know that? Because like
outside of 2019, do we really know, or 2022, I guess, but
yeah, but you get what I'm saying though? Like, do we really know that he's that he helps them that much? Because what has he really brought the last year and a half besides a smile? Yeah, he's hit a few home runs and he's had maybe 1 or 2 nice games, and that's all well and good, but he can't stay on the field. He can't play the field, and hitting wise, he's not like this dominant force that, God, we have to have him in the lineup or we're not going to score any runs. I don't know what you do with him.
Right.
We could sit there and say, yeah, we can put him at DH, or it's time to put him at DH. And like, I know Tony reposted his article from last year. And I mean, at this point, that's really all you can do, but he's not a good, like Steve said in our group chat, he's not a good enough hitter to be our full-time DH.
Yeah. Right now.
So like, what do you do with them?
Yeah, it's a conundrum, man. I want to get it. We'll go to a comment here. You gave me your kind of freak out factor. Sockside Mike, a good friend of the show here, he says it's a nagging injury that he's going to have to deal with the rest of the year, like Yaz did last year. I like that. Obviously, we don't know an official update on the severity of it unless something's come through in the kind of.
I've had the post-game show on the entire time, so I haven't seen.
It was tightness in his right leg, and obviously that just sends up kind of the alarm bells for me, because that was kind of the same thing. I don't know if they said it was tightness or general soreness, I guess they called it, when he was on his rehab assignment the first time, and then they shut him down, and then they had to wait the 5 days per the minor league rules, and then they were finally able to get him back, and he started again with just DH, and then they eventually got him in the field, and then he returned. Was that July 6th? So it's like, shit, we've only seen him for a week. Yeah, it was a week. Yeah, a week ago today was when he first returned. It just sucks to see, man, because I did say this on a previous show that I'm not, I wasn't expecting much when we were talking about what should we expect from Eloy. Said I'm just going to kind of expect nothing, and then everything else is gravy on top of it. But you're right. I will say he probably does make the White Sox better, but do we really know? We haven't seen enough to know. It's just been so short-lived due to the short time that he had at the beginning of the season, and then just this kind of week span here. It's tough to say, man, and it's, what do you do with them? It's tough. I don't know.
I don't. We could sit here and we can look for answers, and I'm
looking for him at the bottom of this bottle. I don't know if I see any yet, though.
he's a terrible outfielder. That's documented, and I don't see that ever getting any better. No matter how bad he wants to play the field or thinks that he can get better, it's just not. It's not in the mix for him. So then you sit there and you go over your other options. Okay, well, I guess we could put him as the DH. Well, he's hitting what, like 1 something. I don't know his exact
Yeah,
stat,
yeah.
but like it's not earth shattering, right? So then you sit there and go, okay, well, we really can't have him as a full time DH. Hell, Andrew Vaughn could be the DH. Grandal, when he comes back, could be the DH. Jose Abreu can be this. I guess this is the advantage of having 7 DHs on the team, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know what you do with them. I really don't. And it's sad because you sit here and he's a great person to root for, and he's a great from all things that we've seen, he's a great teammate. But outside of bringing a smile to the dugout, what has he produced for the White Sox?
Yeah, when you're talking about this year,
this year,
obviously, yeah. We know about some of the past production. I think that's what got people ramped up about him. When you're talking about the 2019 season, when he was hitting some tanks, pretty damn consistently. 2020, he had some decent production as well. So yeah, it's hard to say. But Sean, I will say a byproduct of this, moving away a little bit from Eloy, just kind of the butterfly effect of what happens then here. We're going to see probably some more Andrew Vaughn in the outfield, which they've luckily been able to avoid. But you want to get his bat in the lineup, obviously. So unfortunately, that's probably going to be the case. And I understand we're probably going to have some balls that we would have been gotten to by a legitimate outfielder. And Andrew Vaughn won't be able to make those plays. And then just the concerns of the first baseman playing right field, and totally legitimate. But at the same time, like you had said, when you've got so many of the same type, what do you do?
And it's roster configuration, but that's a whole nother podcast.
Right.
And here's the other thing too, is if the White Sox do what the White Sox do here, Eloy probably won't touch the field this entire weekend, but they won't put him on the 10-day IL. Yaz will be back to start after the All-Star break. So then you send Eloy down if he's not healthy enough. And of course, one man comes back and another one goes away, because that's the White Sox way in 2022.
Yep.
So that'd be something to follow here, because we don't know how serious this is. Eloy could wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm good to DH. I'm good to play. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I don't think we would see him till maybe Saturday. If he's available whatsoever, I'd be shocked before that. Because they're going to baby him, as I think they should, just because like the comment said, this is a nagging injury.
Dockside Mike.
Yeah. So
I we'll just wrap this up, and if you are just tuning in now here on the live stream, welcome. But we're talking about Eloy Jimenez injury here, and it was officially diagnosed. The official update from the White Sox was discomfort in his right leg. And Sean, the two things just watching that play when it happened, a concern and then maybe a little bit of relief. It was concerning that it was just kind of it wasn't even like a diving play that he had to make, or like a sprawling thing. He didn't run anything. I will say he did take a little bit of a big first step for him to be able to do that in terms of, quicker than he probably, would have moved on a routine play.
Yeah.
Right. So it was that, and the fact that set it off is concerning. But if it was really bad and you felt it, he would have gone down, and he would have needed the trainers out there to help get him off the field. And then you'd be talking about something much long term. So that's just where he did, walk off. Granted, he went immediately to the clubhouse. Looked like he was like pulling his jersey up. I think that was kind of out of frustration there. But we'll see. We'll keep you updated at ontapsportsnet.com with any injury updates as they become available. So, Sean, let's move on. We've got a big weekend series in Minnesota, 4 games up there, 6:40 p.m. Central Time start on the Thursday series opener. It will be Johnny Cueto versus Sonny Gray. How are we feeling? Dia de Cueto coming up.
It's go time. It's go time. This is you're 5 back now. You're 2 games under 500. You have a chance to not only be 500 at the end of this series, but also gain 3 to possibly 4 games on the Twins to go into the All-Star break. So it's go time. You could also get swept in all 4 games, and now you're 9 games back, and this season is on the brink of probably being over as far as trying to win the AL Central.
Right.
So a lot at stake. Yeah. I mean, but I'm glad that they won the last 2, right? Like that sends a little confidence. We'll see, man. This team's so inconsistent.
Right.
We've been battling it all year.
It's interesting that, sure, we would have liked to take 3 of 4 sweep in Cleveland, ideally. Obviously, in an ideal world, the White Sox win every single game, and we're not even in a position where we're talking about chasing games here. But neither here nor there. If you had won the first 2 games of the series and then lost the last 2 of the Cleveland series, you'd be feeling worse going into Minnesota, even though it was the same result as a split.
Right. That's
right?
weird how that works.
And then now, because what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last envelope in Sopranos terms there.
Yeah.
So this with them winning the last 2, obviously, like I said, I would have liked 3 of 4, but I've been saying that so much. We talk about for the Baltimore series back at the end of the June, the last home weekend series against the Tigers. We need 3 of 4, and then guess what? They go out and lose the first 2. So I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to say what they need here this weekend. I'm not going to go and make that proclamation.
Let's put it this way, Nani.
Change some vibes here.
Change the game, right? Yeah. We're going to hashtag change the game. So
right, yeah.
Here's what I need out of these 4 games. Obviously,
make us not hashtag change the channel.
Yeah, we ideal world, we win 3 of 4. We sweep 4 of 4, right? Like that's best case scenario. Here's what I'm asking of the White Sox: play good, competitive, clean baseball, and I guarantee you'll win at least 3 of 4. Don't play little league bullshit. Play big time major league contender baseball. That's what I need from them this weekend.
Yeah, I like that, Sean. I'm going to call it go time baseball.
It's go time, man.
I've been waiting for it for a long time, since the end of May. I went, if you go on ontapsportsnet.com and in May, you remember the Tim Anderson dust up with Josh Donaldson, and then they go out and they sweep that Sunday doubleheader against the Yankees. The Yankees
and we all thought we were hashtag back.
Right. And then you go up and give up 16 in 2 different games to the Boston Red Sox after that. But I've been waiting for go time since then. Play go time baseball. Like you said, we're just going to make our requests here. Ask for the White Sox. I want them to play go time baseball. That's what I want to see this weekend. Sean, who's helping them get it done? The pick to click selection for Thursday night.
Ooh, I mean, you need a good start from Jonnie, I think, but he's been consistent enough that you know what you're probably going to get from him tomorrow. You're probably looking at 6 innings, might give up a couple runs, but pick to click, fuck it, the whole offense. And I know that's the easy way out, but dude, you gotta come and mash. You gotta play. You gotta hit the baseball. You got to. It's time, man. If you're looking for an individual player, give me Timmy. You're looking for that leadership role.
Yeah. He's been struggling as of late, but he did get a hit tonight. Unfortunately, he had that.
Yeah. Big time players need to make big time plays and come up in big time situations. He's been that guy most of the time. It's go time. Let's go, Timmy. Let's go.
All right. I like it. I like Tim Anderson. I'm going to go with Gavin Sheets. Obviously not in the lineup tonight. He was, you're facing a right-hander here, and his history against Sonny Gray, he is batting 1,000 with a home run, 3 ribbies.
Tony didn't slip you a 20, did he?
Yeah, no, of course he did. I'm on the payroll here, on the Sox on Tap payroll here for the Gavin Sheets pick to click. No, but I like it, and also it also sets up, because sometimes for these outfielders you don't know exactly what the mix will be, right? But now with Eloy suffering the injury today, I would say no way in hell he plays tomorrow. Very best case scenario, I agree with you. Saturday would be possibly a DH role, is what I would just expect after watching that, seeing just, from observing the way that he went off. So that pretty much assures to me, and given his, short, but successful track record here, Gavin Sheets will be in the lineup against Sonny Gray. And I want to see him, I think Target Field is an interesting place because, those walls are tall out there. But if anyone has that light tower power to do it, it's Gavin Sheets. Put one up in that big flower basket in right field. You know what I'm talking about?
And I as soon as you said Gavin Sheets, that's what I thought about right away. So no, that's a good one. I didn't see that. I didn't see Gavin Sheets coming there, but that's a sneaky pick to click there, Nani. I like it.
Yeah. All right, Sean, I think we covered all the bases here tonight. So listeners, thank you for tuning in, joining the comment section here. You can do that by going to OnTap Sportsnet on YouTube. Subscribe, press the alert button so you know when we go live, and then drop your comments as soon as that show is live. We can feature them, have some discussion here on the broadcast. You can follow us on social media at Sox on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet. And of course, visit ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Sean, it's a White Sox winner. We'll take it.
That's right, baby.
On to Minnesota. Finish strong before the break. Until next time, White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.